now. That's how you look like a badass.
Yeah,
smoker.
that's the badass walk with a cigar.
No voy a negarte, no. La primera vez que tú me la hiciste, baby, quería matarme. Yeah. Pero ahora no. El problema fue amarte, yeah. Sabiendo que no sientes nada y no sabes querer. No sabes querer. Esta es mi despedida. Vete con el que te hundía. Suerte que ya no eres mía. Yo ya no te aguanto, no. Esta es mi despedida. Vete con el que te hundía. Suerte que ya no eres mía. Yo ya no te aguanto, no.
On the other side is all of our light cigars. It's kind of like the difference between Toyota, Lexus, Land Rover, Range Rover. Same, two different brands, same company. We make our own rum. The blend is ours, but the company that makes it is Barcelona, here in Dominican Republic. Now on the top is how we used to package our machine-made cigars way back when. On the bottom is how we produce them now. Now, because of regulations, we can't just put chocolate, cherry, and vanilla on the boxes because that would incentivize children to smoke. So we have to put brown, red, and blonde. Why they didn't put yellow is beyond me. This is the original Aurora box. This is how we sell them today. Now, like I told you before, these are the preferidos. They're the best cigars that we make. Okay? Now, people get confused by the different colors, but they're all the exact same blend. The only difference between them is the wrappers. Okay? So, from left to right it goes. Barrel Age, Ecuador, Corojo, Connecticut, Broadleaf, Cameroon, and Maduro. You know who that is, right?
Grandfather.
No.
That's
Something sat on the wall, something fell.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I
there you
didn't
go.
want to offend you though.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Most people actually say Churchill. I say it doesn't have a bowler hat. Now, until the 1980s, we didn't have the laser technology that we do now to, put our logos onto the wooden boxes. So what we had were these presses. We would heat them up to the point they're glowing red and burn the logo onto the wood. Kind of like grinding a cow, except the wood doesn't scream in pain. Now, over here we're going to see the deveining that I told you about before.
Hola, hola, hola.
Bueno, dime. Para deleitarme los ojos, las manos son blancas, dime. Ah.
Well, these are the veins like I told you about. These also get sent to the crusher, and they also get made into machine-made cigars. So, the leaves, they get fed into the machines. The machine has two cylindrical blades on the inside. We cut the vein off, but keep the leaves rotating on the inside. Over here on this side, over here on this side is where we classify all the leaves by size. Tobacco is a little bit like silk. If it gets wet enough, it doesn't break easily. Okay? So these ladies, they moist their hands so they can actually extend the tobacco to its maximum length without it breaking. So that then they can classify it by size. Okay?
So,
The tobacco is just Dominican, but no. Why do you think a Cuban cigar, they call it a puro? A
Because it's all cigar. It's all
Exactly.
Cuban.
It's all Cuban. A Cuban cigar is called a puro because it's only Cuban tobacco. It's a pure Cuban. But here in the American public, every single factory makes blends. We import from everywhere.
Okay.
We make a blend. Destination. But handmade cigars, they have to make their way through those doors in the back, those wooden doors. Then they have to go through a fumigation chamber for at least a week.
Okay.
Make sure they don't have any out smells, kill off any bugs. Because there is a bug that eats tobacco specifically.
Yeah.
It's called Lacioderma sedicorne. It's about the size of a ladybug, but a little bit smaller, and it's completely brown. If you ever see a cigar that has like a tiny little hole, down the shaft, don't smoke it. Don't. In fact, go back inside, ask for your money back, or get a replacement. If you smoke that, believe me, the taste is horrible. Okay? Now, after that, they move the cigars after fumigation. They go through those steel doors. You can see them through the windows. Inside there, that's the aging room. The cigars have to spend at least, the aging room is divided in two. It's the hot one and there's the cold one. Cold one is for standby, so they're waiting time to ship out. And hot is for aging the cigars only. So the cigars have to spend inside the aging room, the hot one, for at least a period of 3 to 5 months. After that, they make their way into the cold room so they can await delivery. Okay? Inside the hot aging room, we'll have approximately less than 500,000 cigars aging. But inside the cold room, we have approximately 7 to 8 million handmade cigars aging as we speak. Some of them have been in there since 1999. Yeah. Orders canceled, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like warriors.
Okay.
Atlanta
Here
Hawks.
like the jazz.
You like that?
Yeah. No? What about you, Adrian? You like jazz? The team?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, good. Because we actually make the cigars for Karl Malone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay, you're today.
Yeah. That's like behind you. Now, these are some of the machines that we make, that we use for machine-made cigars like I told you before. Now, all the bits and pieces that get recollected from handmade, they get sent to a crusher. Unfortunately, we can't come in there, unfortunately. A lot of moving parts. Anyways, all those bits and pieces of tobacco, they get fed into that green machine in the back.
Okay.
By air pressure, that machine compresses all that tobacco and wraps it around a paper made from recycled tobacco dust. Okay? Then, those cigars, once they've been made, they get sent over to these machines, where these machines, we feed them a normal looking tobacco leaf. The machine cuts the leaf and then wraps it around those cigars, so when they come out, they look like any other cigar. Most people ask how you can differentiate handmade from a machine-made cigar. 3 simple ways. 1, a machine-made cigar will always be cut on both ends. Always be cut on both ends. Handmade, you have to cut the end, you have to put it in your mouth. Second, if you start, testing it, tapping it, the machine-made cigar will actually be spongier. Handmade cigar will be more rigid. And third, if you take off bits and pieces on the bottom, you will take off bits and pieces from machine-made, kind of like a confetti tube. But a handmade cigar, if you start pulling it, tugging at it, you will actually end up taking the whole leaf out. All the tobacco that you see on the top, all of it, that is just filler, okay? The binder is here at the bottom. So, this gentleman, what he's doing is, he takes the blend, he puts the binder on top of the machine. It's a crank machine, no actually, just moving parts, no electricity, no nothing. So he takes the blend, puts it inside, rolls the cigar up, cuts the ends up so they can fit inside the mold, and then, well, He doesn't have any molds at this position right now because they're all being used, but they all go inside the mold.
The mold of the blackboard.
Yes, exactly. Once a mold has been filled up, it has to be pressed, like yay so, for example. For at least, yeah, you have to press it down. Comes in looking like that. Comes out looking like that. Okay? So, no. That's a resin that we use to actually, glue the tobacco. It's called before. It doesn't have any taste, doesn't have any smell. It's kind of like sticky water. Okay? So, the cigars, once inside the mold, have to be pressed for an hour, and then after the hour, the mold is opened up, the cigar twisted around, placed inside the mold. The reason why is because when both halves of the molds meet and the cigar is pressed down, a little bit of the tobacco actually jumps up, and it creates something called an edge because of both halves of the mold meeting. So we have to twist the cigar around so that edge can be pressed down again. Okay? All right. For another hour. After that, they come to this table where this lovely lady rolls the final leaf on top, being the wrapper. Okay?
Come out like that.
Exactly.
And she's making a torpedo, right?
Well, that's so to speak. Yeah, torpedo is actually a different size, but that size is actually called belicoso.
Okay.
What do you do with those pieces that are cut?
Oh, those go inside these bags.
For the second grade.
Yeah. Those get sent to a crusher, and then we use that to make machine-made cigars. Okay. Any questions so far? For example, you see that gentleman right over there?
Bueno trabajo.
He's making the 80 ends. You see that black tobacco on the top? That's ugly.
That one's harder?
Yeah. It takes a lot more craft. That one is more rudimentary. It's just making the blend. But yeah, she has to make sure that the wrapper is, more extended so she can actually wrap it around better so it doesn't have, the cigar doesn't have any wrinkles on it. That kind of thing. So it's a much more craft-oriented process. So, yeah. A blender can make, let's say, 400 liters. She can only make about 300, 350 on a good day, depending on the size of the cigar. So, yeah. But they work by, how's it called? We say tarea here, but that translates to homework. So, this area is blend making. This is where we make all of our blends. Every single handmade cigar that we make goes through here in the beginning. Okay, so every single barrel that you see just contains just one type of tobacco. Okay. Now, for example, this could be Corojo Ligero, that one could be Corojo Liso, the other one could be Corojo Seco, just for the sake of argument. So, let's say we have to make 1,000 1495 series Robusto, okay? Up where we make our cigar. We call these gentlemen up, we tell them what cigar we need to make and how many. So, they get the barrels, they make up the blend, they take the tobacco, they weigh it, and then they put the individual pieces into those bags.
Okay.
Now, all the ligero goes into one green bag, all the riso goes into yellow, and all the seco goes into red bag. Once the blend itself has been made, everything gets placed into one blue bag or transparent bag like the ones you see before you. And once it's filled, every single one of those big bags has enough tobacco to make 100 cigars. So, 10 bags equals 1,000 cigars. With me so far? Cool. Moving on.
Filler aging.
Yeah. Then we put all of our barrels that contain all of our tobacco in age. Now, like I said to you before, we have to. Now, gentlemen, I would like to ask you for your noses. Yeah. Let's go quick test. This is Cubano. Cubano Ligero. Smells good. Okay, now, Sorry. Jump the gun a little bit. Don't worry. Most people, they tend to make the mistake of just smelling tobacco like this. Open it up like so. Stick your nose in there. There you go. No. Come on. Let it sting. That's the way you smell it. You have to let it sting your nose. Come on, Adrian. There you go, like that. Ooh. If you sneeze, don't worry. It's a normal reaction.
You got a little buzz from it, actually.
Yeah. Good, huh?
Something that made me a little hungry in that one. I don't know.
Tobacco has the innate ability to actually remind you of past smells or flavors that you've sensed before. Doesn't matter if it's chocolate, dirt, it could be coffee, it could be rosemary, anything. So please tell me what you smell. Anything at all.
Some type of spices in that last one.
Perfect answer.
Something you
Chocolate.
Good. Shirley?
I got a little spice too.
Good. Excellent answers. I myself got a little bit of hint of oak from this one, and from the first one, it actually gave me a hint of pine or cedar mixed with a little bit of rosemary. Makes sense. But every single palate is completely different, so every single person gets different flavors, different aromas. Yep, and everything you see behind you is andullo.
Andullo.
Yep. We only use andullo for a very specific cigar. It's called the DNA or ADN in Spanish. And most people think we actually put a very long strip on it. But no, what we do with it is after we open it up, we put all that tobacco through a grinder and it comes out in tiny little strips, kind of like bacon. We put one of those strips inside the cigar. That's it. But that's the type of tobacco that you can actually use as pipe tobacco and or chewing tobacco.
Okay.
Yep. But I do not recommend you chew it because even though it smells sweet, it does taste really strong. Like really.
Tell me the hours in operation and tours. What time you have the tours?
We give tours. We start at 8ish, 9. It's one every 2 hours, so to speak. So it's one at 8, one at 10, one at 1 o'clock. Because the tour guide, not me per se, because I'm just replacing him. The normal tour guide is, he's on vacation.
Okay.
Yeah, so because I speak, since I'm bilingual and I know every process, quite literally, I fill in to give them a helping hand. But there's one tour. After that, it's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.